A chilling discovery off the west coast has experts sounding the alarm. A megaquake, more powerful than anything we've seen, could strike at any moment, triggering devastation, tsunamis, and claiming countless lives. But there's hope. Tonight we'll reveal a shocking truth about the Cascadia subduction zone and what you can do to protect yourself and your loved ones. Don't miss my final thought on how to prepare for the unthinkable. The Cascadia subduction zone, a 600-mile fault line stretching from southern Canada to northern California, has long been a source of concern for experts. But now, a groundbreaking study has revealed that this underwater threat is far more dangerous than previously believed. Using cutting-edge underwater mapping techniques, scientists have discovered that the Cascadia subduction zone is not one continuous strip, as once thought, but rather split into 4 distinct segments. This alarming finding means that the tectonic plates can slide under each other, creating immense pressure and potentially triggering a catastrophic 9.0 magnitude earthquake. The consequences of such a megaquake would be nothing short of devastating. Tsunamis reaching heights of 100 feet or more could slam into the coast, causing unimaginable damage and loss of life. In fact, experts warn that over 500,000 buildings could be destroyed, and the death toll could be staggering. We've seen the horrifying impact of a 9.0 earthquake before. In 2011, a similar event struck Japan, triggering a massive tsunami that claimed nearly 20,000 lives. The images of destruction were unfathomable, and now scientists fear that the West Coast could be next. At a recent House Science, Space, and Technology Committee hearing, Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici pressed the Honorable Dr. Rick Spinrad on the importance of accurate tsunami warnings and preparedness.
I've heard from many of the coastal communities, and again, you know as an Oregonian that we have the Cascadia subduction zone and risk of tsunami. I've spoken with them about the NOAA Tsunami Hazard Mitigation Program. Then that's used to raise awareness to prepare towns for disaster. Coastal Oregon towns like Bay City, Seaside, they rely on those high-quality models and timely alerts, and their residents know that the accuracy of NOAA's tsunami systems is really a matter of life and death. So NOAA's budget proposes to eliminate funding for the Tsunami Hazard Mitigation Program and reallocate that funding to improve tsunami detection technology. So similar to the IUS funds, how can NOAA work to maintain tsunami mapping research and education services and modernize its equipment without compromising one priority for the other?
Yeah, thank you for that question, and I share your concern with respect to tsunami response, especially for those kinds of tsunamis that the Cascadia 9.0 represents, where the ability to respond quickly is important. What we have chosen to do, what we will do with the tsunami program, is provide a common framework, and that will enhance the ability of communities to respond. Right now, our Alaska-based and Hawaii-based tsunami offices, tsunami centers, warning centers, operate with different systems, which means the warning we get to people is far from optimal. So by if you will, providing the common framework, the common operational picture, the residents of the coastal communities in Oregon will get a better predictive product than they had before. That way we're going to ensure continuity of operations.
Dr. Spinrad acknowledged the dire need for a common framework to enhance the ability of communities to respond quickly and effectively to a Cascadia megaquake. But the reality is neither Oregon nor Washington State is sufficiently prepared for a disaster of this magnitude. The current emergency response models are based on outdated low-quality data from the 1980s. It's a frightening prospect considering that a rupture along the Cascadia subduction zone could last up to 5 minutes and unleash untold devastation. The aftermath of such an event would be nothing short of catastrophic. Disease, contaminated water, and hazardous spills could claim even more lives in the weeks and months following the quake. It's a grim reminder of the urgent need for preparedness and early warning systems. Fortunately, steps are being taken to improve earthquake early warning systems. The integration of satellite data into the existing network of seismic sensors could provide critical advance notice, giving residents precious seconds to take cover and cities time to shut off vital infrastructures.
All right, we are following up this evening on the early warning system designed to let you know before a big earthquake hits and can provide up to a minute of lead time before the ground starts to shake. Environmental reporter Cale Williams is here with the details on an upgrade. Cale?
David, the Shake Alert system has relied on a network of some 1,500 seismic sensors on the ground in Oregon, Washington, and California. They can sense the first signs of shaking and send an alert to your phone before the ground starts moving. That could give you time to take cover, and it could give cities time to shut off water valves or stop trains. Now, the system will be incorporating data from satellites. Those data will be especially helpful for strong earthquakes, magnitude 7.0 or higher, like what we expect from a rupture of the Cascadia subduction zone. Diego Melgar is the director of the Cascadia Region Earthquake Science Center at the University of Oregon.
Adding this new technology makes it so that the really big events, 8s and 9s, will be very well monitored by the system. So for Oregonians and Washingtonians, and also folks in Northern California, this is great news because we have really big earthquakes here.
Now, most phones come set up to receive these alerts from the warning system, but if you want to double check, we've got instructions on how to do so up right now on kgw.com.
But the clock is ticking. Experts warn that a Cascadia mega quake is overdue, with the last major event occurring over 300 years ago. It's not a matter of if, but when the next catastrophic quake will strike. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. The threat of a catastrophic Cascadia mega quake is real, and the consequences could be devastating. But there is hope. By taking action now, by preparing ourselves and our communities, we can save countless lives when the unthinkable strikes. It's time for a national effort to bolster our early warning systems, to educate the public, and to ensure that every man, woman, and child along the West Coast has a fighting chance. The clock is ticking, but together we can face this challenge head on and emerge stronger, more resilient, and united in the face of adversity.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.